Cultures all over the world have developed in various ways at various rates. Yet, despite these discrepancies in economic and technological development, no country, developed or undeveloped, is without implicit and sometimes explicit inequality. China, the second most advanced economic powerhouse as of 2017, epitomizes this dichotomy of economic advancement and sociological regression. China's gender inequality has manifested across many different age groups and social environments. Perhaps one of the most ubiquitous cases known to the world was China's infanticidal social policy. According to the University of Denver, China's one-child policy, initiated to curtail China's rapid population growth, has resulted in fundamental human rights abuses. Due to the cultural stigma of having female children, the stringent policy has led to millions of female infants being aborted, abandoned, or killed. To further combat the population influx, nearly half of all women in China capable of reproduction have been sterilized subsequent to the government's desire to control family fertility and birth rates. The ramifications of disenfranchising the women's right to reproduce still echo throughout China's social decorum. Although explicit infanticide is no longer practiced, women are still severely devalued subsequent to various contemporary cultural practices. One such practice is matchmaking. Matchmaking is essentially the sociological equivalent of Tinder if Tinder was run by your parents, and instead of you swiping right for a date, your parents press you to swipe right for your marriage. This once cultural norm among Asian and Middle Eastern societies has been permeated because of the one-child policy. This policy led to a massive disparity among the male and female population subsequent to male babies' favorability. The parent of these single women severely outnumbered the parent of these single men in these matchmaking markets. Because of this, a woman's spouse is chosen based off a man's income and wealth, whereas a man's spouse is chosen based off the woman's attractiveness. In the journal of Devalued Daughters versus Appreciated Sons, one researcher found that a man would choose his wife for her appearance to attain a social status. It was observed that a man who chose a more attractive wife had a more likely chance to be happy. This coincided with his ability to attend more social events, because his wife served as a social prospect. Female infanticide and the ensuing consequences are just a few examples of the relatively current disparity among male and female inequality in China. Although frequently singled out, China is certainly not alone in their discrimination.
In various studies, researchers concluded that in Egypt, many women work outside the home before getting married, and most leave their jobs after their engagement. By doing so, they confirm that their husbands are good providers and they no longer need to work to provide for themselves. Due to a lack of affordable, adequate child care services and social expectations that women remain the main caregivers for their families and housekeepers to their homes. Though, if the wife is unable to care for the children or the household, the burden falls on the husband. When evaluating these aspects, women often conclude that it makes more sense for them not to work outside the home after marriage. Widows and divorced women make up paid employments, but often do work from and around the house in occupants such as beadwork, selling vegetables, clothes, or cooking food. All that said, that hasn't stopped women from recently entering the political field. In 2016, the first woman shipmaster was appointed. In 2017, the first female governor of Egypt was elected. Egypt currently has 89 women in parliament. In Egypt, men are expected not to be vain or care much regarding their appearance, and each is measured by his ability to earn money and provide for his family. Fathers are the ones expected to take disciplinary action with their children. If he is unable to or out of the picture, the responsibility falls on the mother.
Gender inequality in the United States of America has come a long way in the last few years. Women have been able to vote and be able to get the same jobs as men. Stereotypes are a huge part of gender inequality in America. A lot of people think that just because someone is a woman that she's automatically able to cook and clean, even though it's been proven in society that there aren't any female jobs or male jobs. It's still more likely for you to see a male cop or a female nurse. As an average, if a man and a woman were to work the exact same job and receive a paycheck, the man's paycheck would be higher than the female's. There has never been a female president of the United States, and the majority of the Senate and House of Representatives are male. The amount of women right now in Congress is a record high at 21 people and 19% of lawmakers. The police force has always been a male-dominated workforce, and now women have taken over 21% of that. Even though men are still very dominant in politics and in business as CEOs, every year more and more women enter the mix, helping gender inequality in the USA.